Celebrity TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the Internet's most passionate wine program, and we are here in the Time Warner Center. See all the cabs, little New York City action, at Clo Wine Bar, which is an amazing spot on the 4th floor of the Time Warner Center, and it's a really cool wine bar that has all these great different wines from pours, but what really makes this place stand out is this table they have, which is completely badass, and a really cool use of technology. And I'm going to have Brian here, who let us in before they opened, and we appreciate it, to explain it. Brian, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Thank you. Tell the Maniacs what your favorite wine is of the moment.
My favorite wine of the moment, in terms of value, I love the Lavradores, Tres Bagos, 2005, out of the Douro in Portugal.
Portugal.
Yep.
That was not set. I've been pushing Portugal like insanity.
Out on Portugal as well.
All right. Anyway, this table. There's projectors up here, I see. Explain. I'm going to give people the scope, and I'll come right back.
Sure.
So they've got this great table. You can see that just goes across the whole bar, and it's pretty, video gamed out. Tell us about this table.
Yeah, so this is our wine list. It's projected down onto the center of the bar, and when we load a wine up, we take an image of the wine, project it down onto the table, and add all our own content and tasting notes as well. So
and can you order from this as well?
It's not necessarily for ordering. It's more a space to go for some information, to learn little bits and nuggets about each wine, and then make a more informed decision as you head to the
Got it.
machine.
So let's look over here. I'm trying to see if I can. I'm just gonna get on this.
Sure.
That's my director skills. Okay.
So this is our list. Again, projected onto the table with an infrared lens in the ceiling. You see it assigns that little cursor to the tip of my finger.
Yep.
What you do is you come up to this scroll bar, and you can actually scroll through all of our wines. And the way the wines are arranged is from lighter bodied to more full bodied. So
okay.
Regions, varietals are all a little mixed
yep.
up. When the wine's highlighted, you have an info button up here that tells you the style, grape varietal, the wine's origin, price per pour, price per bottle, and then some sliding scale characteristics, just like when you taste blind: fruit, earth, wood, sweet, and zip, or acidity. Yep. You also have tasting notes for each wine that our sommeliers put together. It's just a quick snippet. Some of them are funny, some of them are really geeky, and most of them are somewhere in between.
Great.
The last function is a map that shows you where that wine is in the space. So this is our center bar.
So it goes right over there.
Yep.
Got it.
So we're right here.
Yep.
This would be in C2.
Right there.
Which is in the C case.
Awesome.
And then it's 1 through 8 from left to right. So number
simple.
2. Seems simple, doesn't it?
I mean, I like it. What about, how's the reaction been? When did this place open?
We've been open since September, and
okay.
the reaction has been really positive. People really get into the wine list, and it's a revolving door type list. So it's 100 selections, global in scope, and we change 10 to 15% of the wines each week. So there's always something new to taste, which I think is huge.
And your neighbors, per se, Masa, you got some really upscale friends here, huh?
Yeah. There's no doubt that we have some high-profile neighbors, and we're very thankful for that.
But you know what's funny? As I was looking through this, as I'm going through, the glass prices are not that crazy. I mean, obviously, when you get to an Opus, you're going to see something like 48 bones, but you're also going to have, a $12 stuff. And I thought over here, is there an $8? Yeah, I mean, you've got stuff here. I mean, this is an $8. The Chiro is an $8 glass place. So even though you're in this swanky place and you've got these swanky neighbors, the pricing doesn't seem to be awful. And you guys know I would call them out on it.
Thank you for that, first of all. But yeah, our goal is to get more people drinking more wine. New varietals, new producers, new regions. So
was the play that there was a thought that said, you know what, if we price ourselves out, people might buy one because of convenience, but we'd rather see them buy 2 and 3 and enjoy the play?
Yeah, definitely. Comparative tasting, or tasting a number of wines in one sitting, is really our goal and our play. So the more approachable we can make that, the better it is for everyone.
So now I'm going to walk around, just show you some of the selections. They have the Chiro, there's a Raccioli Sauvignon Blanc. Maybe we'll pick one together. Obviously, I got to taste the wine. I did a little walking around before. There's a little sake, action. There's some bubbles. Obviously, that doesn't. They don't have a machine yet that really.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, huh?
Yeah.
They haven't figured that out.
Not nearly as exciting for us.
This is actually what caught my eye. This is what I'm going to order. This Rolf Binder Hubris, mainly because a buddy of mine has been singing the praises of this wine. So, talk to me about what we're going to do now.
All right, so we showed you the list and the
Yep.
map and how the wines are located. Now with your Clo card, what you do is go up to the machine. We'll be going to M7, and you insert the card with the arrow side down.
Right.
So just like that. Always going to show your balance or how much
This is our
damage
balance
you've done.
maniacs. We're not very rich around here.
Or this one's going up.
Okay, good.
That unlocks the whole case,
Yep.
and these are on the outside, so you hold your glass up, and then you're just going to press this arrow button. It's going to
Okay,
give you a
so
pour.
go ahead. And that's the pour. And so then that card has a $19 balance, so it works backwards, kind of?
Yeah, this is...
Do I, like, hand in that card at the end of the night and
Exactly.
pay?
You get to run wild, and when you're done, we collect the cards
Is
back.
there a way to, like, sneak out without paying the card? You guys pay attention to that? Any, like, dash and diners?
We're going to take a credit card to sort of anchor you to the
I
space.
see.
Nothing personal.
Understood. All right, cool. Leora, if you don't mind, I'm going to take this over. I'm going to do my part of the show now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. That was great.
It's
It
really
was awesome.
cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get into this wine. Now this is a 65. Actually, excuse me for a sec. Yeah, I thought so. 65% Shiraz, 35% Matato, also known as Mourvedre, in different parts of the world. Wolfbinder is a very sought-after producer. Parker especially loves this guy. Huge scores through the last, half decade to a decade. This wine, I think, runs into the $50, $60 range, maybe a little higher, lower. We'll have to do a little homework, but great color, just big, dark, black fruit coming through. A little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. All right, let's give it a little sniffy sniff. Big, dark fruit, a little blackberry coming through. It's also a little bit like of an engine oil play on this, like an oily, kind of greasy, kind of mechanic arm, like mechanic hand, like when it's just like it's black because there's oil and greases. I get a little bit of that coming through, mixed in with this like big, bright, black raspberry flavors. There's definitely some creaminess, and I'm definitely a little worried if the oak monster makes an appearance because I'm definitely getting a little of that splinter wood creaminess coming through. Let's give it a whirl. Let me start by saying a big shout out to my buddy Craig in Boston, who's been pushing me to review this wine. And what he said to me was, I know you're starting to like the fruit bombs a little more than you used to, and I think this has a little bit more balance than most. I completely disagree. This wine is massively over the top and tastes like dessert candy, cream puff, strawberry jam meets like baked vanilla cake. Now, on paper, that sounds delicious. What it's missing is anything outside of that candiness, and here's where I get concerned. Though I'm not mad at this wine, and really what's kind of interesting is this is probably the most strawberry shortcake-like flavor I've ever tasted in a wine. And that's not bad because I like that dessert. What I don't like is it doesn't seem to have any tannin balance and no secondary action going on. It's just like boom, fruit bomb, which is fine. But here's where Australia, in my opinion, and parts of California, definitely parts of Spain, and even shot of the pop in the old world country, have trapped themselves. This flavor is delicious, but easily replicatable for $12 to $15 retail a bottle. And that's where you get scared. That's what's really hurt. When products like Marquis Phillips can come out, or like, Layer Cake can come out for $12 to $15, and because it's so hidden by the makeup that this wine clearly has in this over-oaking, extracting style, you start having a scenario where consumers question why they would pay $50 when they can get that same sensation for $13, and I think that's what the Wolfbinder wine gets into. I like the deliciousness factor. It doesn't bother me. It's a fun drink. Talk about the kind of wine that probably works for a place like this. You go to Masa, have some great sushi. You come here, you want something big and bold to kind of nightcap it off instead of a glass of scotch. This is a great play, but it is not very complex, and its simplicity bothers me a little bit, especially the price point that I know they want for this wine, and I think they make up for it in just having the oomph power. Even if you can hit a crap load of home runs, if you don't have the ability to hit to the opposite field or take a walk once in a while, you're not going to play baseball. And that's kind of how I feel about this wine. I'm going to score it 86 points because I don't think it's awful, and it's got some nice flavor, but the seriousness is seriously lacking, and I'm disappointed by it. That's what I feel about that. Question of the day. What is your favorite wine bar this moment? We're at a wine bar. I'm curious. Hopefully we'll see some from Germany and all the other countries in the world. What's your favorite wine bar right now? You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine.